Hello everyone. Today I want to share a thought that has been going inside my mind for last couple of years. Now it's a bit philosophical and a bit abstract, so it might be a bit boring to you. But try to bear it. It's really important that I share with you. Now, as a developer, we have developed a lot of technologies to help out disabled persons. We have prosthetic limbs or artificial limbs for those who are crippled. We have wheelchairs. Those are totally automatic and you can operate them just by a touch of your finger. There are wheelchairs that can move around and climb stairs on its own, although their battery life is questionable. We have hearing aid for the people who cannot hear properly, and tools to help you speak. Say, for example, the way Stephen Hawking's talk. And for blind peoples, we have a couple of on-screen readers to help them out. There are a few improving technologies on text so that they can read out in a book or write them down. Even in Brack University, we have a system to which is used by Prathamalo to read out the text from Bangla and convert them to an audio file, so that any blind person will be able to read the news, or so to say, listen to the news. But what puzzles me is that how is a blind person is supposed to have access to that kind of that tool. If you are willing to listen to a news, you must be able to fire up a browser, go to some sort of link, or start up your computer and start a software. How are you supposed to do that? Imagine for a moment that you cannot see. Just do me a favor and close your eyes right now. Suppose you want to pause this video for some reason, or you want to turn down the volume. How would you do that? It will be easy for you to pause the video by just randomly clicking on the screen. That's possible. You could turn down the volume by by speaker controls, which are physically available. You do not need to interact with the computer directly. That's possible. You can even close this video by hitting the escape button, right? Now, what if you want to browse through your Facebook feed? How would you possibly do that? Is there any way that you could possibly browse through your Facebook news feed and gather up the information or the stories or that your friends have shared with you? Now, on the available on-screen readers, they are very crampy, they have very robotic voice. They can only go through and read you out some of the basic text on the screen, which are not really useful to you. Most of the technologies that we develop are based on the assumption that there are able-bodied person around the blind people to help them run the software or to guide them through the process. What we do is create a voice overlay or put some kind of voice outputs so that a blind person can interact with the PC. First of all, there are people who used to have an eyesight. They were normal able person, but for some reason, for accident or for some disease, they have lost their eyesight. For example, glaucoma, known disease in our country. Second of all, there are people who are blind right from their birth, so they have absolutely no idea of colors, lights, whatever you can name of it. So we need a fresh approach to this problem. We need to figure out how do these people interact with the computer, which does not require help from any outside or from any able-bodied person. We need to have a fresh approach where you do not need to look on the screen to understand what's going on. We need a system that a kernel which relies solely on a voice input, and the output will be in terms of voice. Or there may be some additional features into it, such as if I want to check my email, I would just simply shout at computer, do I have any new emails? And the computer would in reply that no, you do not have any new emails, but you have two IMs waiting to be responded. Do you want to read them? The response, the interactions needs to be natural. I'm not even thinking in terms of gestures. Gestures require that you know exactly what you're doing and what your outputs are being. If you do not have any visual feedbacks, then doing gestures will be idiotic, right? So we need something that takes input from our voice and puts the output directly into our ears in audible formats. What we have right now is just simply adaptations of those softwares. The on-screen reader will read out from the screen, and you would be typing in some kind of box or doing some gestures. Those gestures will be translated back into physical, mimic a physical form of inputs. I mean, these are totally ridiculous, It's like this: if you have never believed in music, or you have never understood what music is all about, then you would never be able to write a software which deals with music. Similarly, we have eyesight. Most of us, we have eyesight from our birth. We do not have any problems whatsoever. Even if we have problem, we just go to a doctor and get one of these. So yeah, no problem at all. What we do not realize is that for the person who has got no eyesight, so it is due to my paranoia, you could say, or the ridiculous fear of worst case scenario. But I have come to this realization that we do need a fresh system that approaches this problem in a fresh mind and does work on a solution that has that could really be effective. Now, it really hurts me to say that we invest a lot of our time, or I should say we waste a lot of our time doing meaningless projects. There are some fruitful projects even at our universities which will work. I have seen some initiatives to automate a wheelchair, which would require very less physical inputs. I have seen the natural language processing lab. Doing magic, and although there is a tool, the tool that I was talking about, that which Pratamalu uses to read out Bangla text that reads out Bangla text, that is quite useful. That is really useful. But what we do not have is a total system, a total package which will enable to integrate these tools all together and make a useful outcome out of it. I'm very sorry to now, as I was saying, that we really waste our time and effort in doing some mindless projects. That I have seen some people replicate that installing sonars, ultrasonic ping sensors on foot and on the cab, which will supposedly aid a blind person by giving a DC vibration, fitting a DC vibration motor to their body of some kind, one to the right, another one to the left. So if there is some obstacle on the left, the leftmost DC motor will vibrate, and if there's some obstacle on the rightmost DC motor will vibrate, and so on. But here's the thing: the accuracy of ping sensors are best within 3 feet. 3 feet is just me and between the camera. That's 3 feet. Now what on earth will I do if I know that there's an obstacle on 3 feet from my face? Is there enough time to react, or haven't I just wasted my effort on this? This piece of information is absolutely meaningless. What I really need to know is where am I? Where do I want to go? And what's the road like? Is it smooth? Is it flat? Is it very rough? Is it mud? or is it just typical Dhaka street? That's what I need to know. No, I really need to know if a car is approaching towards me, or I really need to know if the car in front of me is stagnant or moving. Is there a people in front of me, or there is a wall in front of me? Is there stairs in front of me? How many steps are there? How high are they? Those are the information I really need if I were a blind person. Now I suppose that Pranab Mistri's sixth sense device would come into play. It would be really nice if we have buttonholes cameras, right? Hidden buttonholes cameras that can be actually installed on a regular shirt. And we have Android phones which are powerful as ever. They can do image processing with ease. So why not we design a system that takes visual input from a camera and gives you useful information, such as if you keep walking straight, you will just bump into a wall. So better find a better route. Or there's a car approaching towards you, so hold still, stand still. Or maybe that there is a pool of water in front of you, do not walk straight into it, find a better road. Or if you just turn around, move into circles, I will find a better route for you. Now, these kind of information would be really helpful for a person who cannot see. Not the kind we are doing right now. I mean, come on guys, installing ping sensors on a human body, that is absolutely ridiculous. Even this doesn't motivate you, I would give you an alternate scenario which you can work on. All the systems that I'm describing, all the dreams that I have right now, that I just explained to you guys, you have seen it before. Recall the movie Iron Man. Many of you just want to make an Iron Man suit and make Jarvis. This is exactly the same thing, just for a better cause, for a normal possible life. That's what we really need, a normal life. We are so obsessed about numbers these days that we forget what we are here for. That our life is a gift. That's the real gift. These two arms, legs that you walk on, eyes that it enables you to see, nose that allows you to detect smells. These are the real gifts. These are absolutely amazing. There's absolutely no way that you can replicate these things. But there are ways to make life easier for those who lead a hard life.